I think we're rolling. In this live stream talking about the One Life system for living, I want to talk about systems in general, and the title I get from this video is from Sam Carpenter's book, Work the System, which is all about his journey of finding out that it is systems and processes that help you succeed in business and in life. And when you consistently work the systems, James Clear also talks about this, you're going to have better results, right? I think one of the biggest challenges in life is there is so much going on. There's so many opportunities a person could pursue. And if we get distracted by all of those opportunities, jack of all trades, master of none, and we don't do our specific work in the world, we're not going to have a successful life. I mean, Steve Jobs talked about it, right? What did he say? Apple has been successful largely because of what they haven't done, right? The projects that they didn't pursue, the projects they said no to. And we have to do that in our own life too. We can't pursue every project because we will burn up all of our days and we won't be able to create any deep mastery in any one area. One of the other principles, the core principle in One Life, is be a specialist, not a generalist. And that is hugely important because lots of people are generalists. Lots of people know a little bit about a lot of stuff. But we go to the people who know a lot about one or two subjects, right? These are the people that become experts. If you want to become an expert, and it doesn't matter what your field is, you've got a deep dive, and that is at the core of One Life. One Life, again, is the system for living that helps you discover your purpose, take inspired action every single day, stay focused. All of these tools work together, and I talk about these in this live series that I do here on Instagram or on TikTok and YouTube. You can learn more at thisismyonelife.com. But back to what I was saying, the principle of One Life is to know yourself, know your purpose, know the talents that God gave you, right? That God put inside of you. Mine those talents and turn them into a product or service or experience that is beneficial to other people, right? Because we have to be able to serve other people. Service is joy. We're all looking for joy. We're all looking to feel happy and fulfilled and satisfied, and that our life has meaning and purpose. And we do that through service. I get that from, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold, a little bit of a detox or a cold going on. I get that service from joy from a number of people. Rabindranath Tagore talked about it, right? I might not get this right, but I'm going to give it a try. I slept and dreamt that I'm not even going to try. I'll just tell you the end part. It's something like I slept and dreamt that something was something. I awokened and I realized that service was joy. Service is joy. And I also get it from Albert Schweitzer. He said, I don't know what you're going to do in life. I don't know what your thing is, but I do know the happiest people are going to be those who learn how to serve. So, and the best way is when you serve in your own unique way. When you serve in the way that lights you up the most and also enriches and makes life better for another person. And again, everyone's mind works in different ways. Talking about One Life at thisismyonelife.com. Back to what I was saying about the service. When you find what you are good at, and what it's basically the Ikigai, and that is one of the ways in the self-discovery of your purpose section inside of the guide. The Ikigai is, what are you good at? What does the world need? What can you be paid for? And what do you love to do, right? Because sometimes you're going to be doing some of those things, and I probably maybe should devote a whole section to that, because that model, it's all right there in that model. And you can search that up, the Ikigai, and check that out. Maybe you already know about it. Again, it's inside of the purpose section in One Life at thisismyonelife.com. But the Ikigai is phenomenal because it touches all the bases. You might be good at something, but you don't love to do it. Some people have that. person that comes to mind is Phil Robertson. Phil Robertson was a phenomenal quarterback. If you haven't heard his testimony and how he came to Jesus Christ, I highly recommend it. You can check it out on YouTube. But Phil Robertson was an incredible quarterback, I believe, at Louisiana. I don't know which school. It was somewhere school in Louisiana, and I'm not a football fan, but I just know this because I like to know people's journeys. But he was playing with Terry Bradshaw, and Terry Bradshaw was like not as good as him. Phil Robertson, he was exceptional at football. Like he was very good, but he didn't love it. He was good at it, but he didn't love it. And so he dropped out to go pursue what he did love, and that is hunting and duck related things. Again, not my passion. Not my passion to go out there and sit in cold water all day hunting ducks. This is my passion. But it was his passion. And look what happened to him. Look what happened to him. He became very successful because he followed his purpose and his passion. Football was not his passion. He was good at it, but he didn't love it. He maybe could have got paid at it too. And the world would have loved it, because if you're good at something, generally people want to see you play it. But one of the aspects of the Ikigai was not in play, and it still worked out for him. This is why I believe you will never go wrong in life. Well, let's phrase it positive. You will always be on the right track if you're following the Ikigai, but also your purpose and your passion and what lights you up the most. I was talking with a friend the other day at lunch, and I was telling him about One Life, and if there was one idea that I could impart to people, it would be this. If you do what makes you the most excited about life, what energizes you the most, right? It's an experiential thing. It's not necessarily a cerebral thing. It's more of a body wisdom thing. Like when you're doing something, when it feels right. There's wisdom in our body, right? And when you're doing something that excites you, lights you up, puts you in flow state, makes you come alive, makes you lose track of time, feels natural and effortless, that's probably your Ikigai, your reason for being, That's been my experience. The other factor, and again, all of this is in the purpose section of One Life at thisismyonelife.com. The other factor is this: you got to try a lot of things. Unfortunately, we human beings try to think it through too much, and we're like, well, okay, I'm gonna think through my life on paper, which is not a bad plan to design your life, but then we've got to act on it. We've got to put it into action. But if you don't ever try it experientially, you never know. Let me make sure I don't lose my train of thought about this idea of actually doing it. But I want to share something. You probably know people who either went all the way through medical school or law school or any other profession and got out into the field and actually worked in that field, and they hated it and they stopped doing it. Wouldn't it have been nice to know? Wouldn't those people have appreciated knowing before they invested that time, money, and energy, whether they like to do that or not, right? So this is why Gary Keller, he talks about how when he first was, going out into the world, he went and kind of shadowed 3 people. I forget what they were. Well, of course, one of them was a real estate agent. I forget what the other 2 people were, but he loved everything about the real estate business. When you're going to jive with something. You might only need a couple days, right? If the person you're shadowing, a mentor person, is shadowing you, what's up, right? Because you're going to feel it. You're going to be like, this looks really fun, or this looks really, really shitty. This does not look fun to me. So anyway, as I was saying, you got to experientially get in there and do it. I know the topic is systems, but this is all related. This is the heart and soul of One Life is the purpose section. I sometimes call it power to purpose. It's also how to discover your purpose. There's like 41 questions in there. I will be making that free for people who choose to join my email list and my video newsletter, my weekly video newsletter. That's not ready to go yet, but it currently is in the section in One Life. Again, thisismyonelife.com. It's the heart and soul, because if you don't have direction in life and clarity on who you want to be and what you want to do, nothing else really works. That's the first step. Another factor that's huge, boy, I'm really getting into purpose here, and I was going to talk about systems. We'll maybe talk about that at a different time. You kind of got to go with the flow, right? Whatever wants to come through in these live streams, I think is important to kind of honor that. And in life, right? You may think you want to head down. It's funny, we're talking about this topic. You may think you're heading down a path, you got your ducks in a row and you're heading down a path. And as you're walking the path, you get kind of diverted in a serendipitous, divine way, so to speak. I think that's how God works. I honestly do. I think God's always sending us messages back and forth. And I know I've had this experience in my life, like a divine inspiration, an inspired idea. And you act on that. And things can sometimes work out very magically. So it's funny that we started this live stream was talking about systems, and we got down to purpose. So yes, we need experiential feedback, but also those divine hits, those inspired ideas that we don't know where they come from. I'll talk about one of my inspired ideas that happened to me in my mid-20s in a different live stream. But I got to tell you, I mean, when you act on it and you realize, oh, there's a whole road paved for you that was exactly the right opportunity for you at the right time, that it was engaging and fulfilling and satisfying, and you found meaning in it, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind, and it will show you we don't live in this random universe that's like, we live in a divine, we are having a divine experience as human beings. Now, sometimes it's difficult to see that because we do have a lot of challenges in the world. There's no question. But there it is. So again, you can learn more at thisismyonelife.com. I go live on these videos very often on YouTube and TikTok. Probably be adding in more live streams as we go down the road, but I'm everywhere on social media at GMarkPhillips. Now let me see. I think I've got some TikTok questions here, and I'm going to try to go find them. I am not very good at TikTok. I'm new, okay? I'm new to TikTok. So I see people have joined. And maybe you're just not asking questions, but there's two. Let me see what this says. 2 messages. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll get better at this moving forward, because that's one of the things, and that's one of the things that I want to do is answer any questions you may have. I see people, maybe these people have joined and bounced. Yeah, I'll figure this out. 3 new messages, 4 new messages. Maybe they're at the bottom. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I need more, but part of life is like kind of jumping before you're ready, right? I mean, you know the drill. Let's close with this. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be just right. You're never going to be ready. Circumstances in the world will never be ready. I mean, even this program right here that I have been really using loosely for many years, it wasn't called One Life, but these tools to help me get my mind right, my schedule right, my vision right, my clarity right, my actions right, my skill set right. Even these tools that all work together in order to help me produce the results that I want in life, which is success. I know you want that too. It'll never be done. Do you know One Life will never be done? It's a continual work in process, and I continually am revising and adding and reflecting and reviewing the system itself as I work it in order to do my dream. Okay, now I really will close on this. I'm not just the creator of One Life, I'm also the consumer of One Life. I'm the first customer. I knew about, many years ago, I had this premonition that I'm not going to just sell a product to help people live the life they want if I'm not pushing into that as well, right? Because I have dreams, my dream beyond One Life, even though I love making systems and processes, and I've, you can't see my books, they're right back there, Human Beings Manifesto, etc. I love everything about understanding the human experience. And while that's a part of me, the other part of me is, you can see reflected on my YouTube channel, which is I want a talk show about the human experience. That started as a podcast, but now it's moved into a broader based talk show. But I'm talking about things that are happening to us, and that's my passion, right? And also, even beyond that is doing comedy shows. And I did one in 2020 that really turned into more of a it turned into more of a rant, to be quite honest. But I have more planned for the coming months, and this is my promise to the people that use One Life and that purchase One Life at thisismyonelife.com. I'm getting out of my comfort zone too, and it's not just showing up here and doing these daily TikToks. It's what's in my heart, right? Again, my ikigai, the thing that lights me up, is I love to make people laugh. I love to help people, I love to serve them, and I love to make people laugh, because I laugh a lot at what's going on in the world, right? And that's, again, one of the other secrets for discovering what you want to do in life. Amuse yourself, entertain yourself, inform yourself. It's all kind of a microcosm of what's going on the inside. Many people have talked about this. You will attract an audience or friends or lovers or whatever else in life when you are the happiest, when you're the most joyful, blissful. It can be sometimes it's misleading to think, oh, I have to worry about what the other person's gonna feel. That's a factor. That's something. We don't want to make people feel bad. But the most thing we want to do is make ourselves feel good. You see that? Do you see the distinction? It's an inner thing. It's the same thing as putting on your gas mask. You cannot help another person if your gas mask isn't on, right? You can't help another person if you're unhappy. You're not a benefit to the world if you're unhappy. You're not a benefit to humanity if you are physically sick, depressed, sad, unfulfilled, unsatisfied. You don't have any meaning in your life, right? That's just why one of the other core ideas of One Life is chase the meaning, right? Follow the meaning. If you follow the meaning, the money, the opportunities, the relationships, the wellness will come. But we have to follow the meaning. Our world, because it's a beast system, because it's all driven by money, and they've got consumerism written all over this world, it will always tell you to follow the money. Not everyone tells you to follow the money. Many people are awakening, and some have been awakened. The intelligent guide or advisor will always tell you to follow your heart, follow the meaning. It sometimes gets a bad rap because people say, oh, you can't do what you love in life. You can't just sit around and do what you find fun. Well, tell that to Tony Hawk. Tell that to Keanu Reeves making motorcycles. Tell that to Steve Harvey that tells jokes. Tell that to, you name it. Tell that to any of these people. Rob Dyrdek also comes to mind, skateboarder and, media empire mogul, quite frankly. When you are having fun and enjoying yourself and amusing yourself and lighting yourself up, that's where the magic happens. That's when people go, hey, what did you figure out that no one ever told me? That's when the magic happens right there. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. Leave me a thumbs up on whatever platform you're listening to, and I will get better with the TikTok stuff and find out, how to access these messages if there are any messages. Thanks for watching on YouTube too. I appreciate you. And thanks for the thumbs up. Until next time, I wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Check out One Life at thisismyonelife.com. Again, it's never going to be done. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be, this is it. It's a continual work in process. Have an awesome day. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you next time.